Good evening, everyone. Today we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Mark Malaspina, the Chief Product Officer Skilling at the Wadhwani Foundation. Firstly, welcome, Mark. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So mainly our conversation will revolve around the skilling landscape all over the world. I want to understand, Mark, in this digital era, we are seeing a lot of technologies coming in with generative AI, Meta coming into the space. We're also hearing a lot about co-pilots. So what is the real buzz around AI and co-pilots?
Yes, I think it's a very exciting time to be in education and skilling. I've been leading education technology organizations for 25 years, and this is really a very special moment, I think, in terms of the impact that we can have. The idea of co-pilots is how do you help people learn, and also how do you help people do things kind of sitting alongside of them. And the AI has enormous power to be helping in those ways. And we're just beginning to tap the surface of that. And I can go into some details of that.
So is Wadhwani Foundation doing something in the space? Would you like to share that?
Yes. So about 6 months ago, we began the journey of really investing time and resources into thinking about how to use generative AI to help learners, specifically disadvantaged learners who need to gain skills in order to be viably employed and gain family-sustaining wages. So the great thing about generative AI is that it can really support the learning process in new ways. So for instance, it can quiz learners as they go to keep that learning process going, and it can personalize the learning to the learner's actual needs. So that's some of the things that we're doing with our co-pilots touch on those particular areas.
So how is it different from the other co-pilots that are already present in the market?
Yeah, so what we've developed so far are 3 co-pilots. One co-pilot is called My Tutor, which is an agent that helps learners learn employability skills. Employability skills are those key skills that learners need to know in order to get jobs and be productive in jobs. We also have developed a My Mentor to help faculty, and then a very interesting co-pilot called My Interview Coach, which helps people prepare in a very personalized way for those job interviews that are such high stakes for them.
Right. Do you think in some way these co-pilots are also instilling a sense of empowerment, a sense of ownership among the learners?
Absolutely. I think that's really what's so exciting about it is, instead of just watching a video, which is the typical way that people have been learning, now you can really engage in the learning very actively. So as an example, in My Tutor, which is this agent to help learners, you can at any moment ask a query about the lesson. If there's anything that you have doubts about, you could ask and it will answer. It has all of the context of that lesson and it can answer those questions. You can also check your learning. So as you're going through the lesson, you can engage with different types of questions and make sure that you're learning. But the final thing that's really exciting, and I think this is a real breakthrough in the field, is you can actually personalize the lesson to the specific job role or job sector that you're going into. So if I want to become a retail sales associate, and let's say I'm taking an employability skills lesson on communication, let's say active listening, that's a very critical communication skill. I can have that lesson personalized to active listening for a retail sales associate in India. Really powerful way of taking kind of abstract concepts and make it really real for each individual learner.
Right. Mark, it's very interesting that we talk about this today because just yesterday our interim budget came out, which talked a lot about scaling of the youth. So we have self-serve platforms like Skill India Digital, Bharat Skills and Swayam. How do you think the co-pilot and artificial intelligence can help accelerate these skilling initiatives?
Absolutely. So the exciting thing from our point of view is that these very powerful platforms that the Indian government has developed, we put all of our content on those sites. So anybody who is accessing our content through, for instance, Skill India Digital right now can access our co-pilots. So that's exciting. But I think what's really powerful now is we've actually been having conversations with key partners that we can add our co-pilot to their content. So it doesn't just have to be something that we keep for the content that we've built. We can actually add these co-pilots to other people's content.
Right. You spoke about partners. Could you just elaborate on that? Is there government involved in this? Or what kind of partners are you?
We've been talking to several government agencies as well as academic institutions,
Okay.
skill sector councils. So there's a lot of buzz around our employability skills as well as our co-pilots, and we're really excited to make both of those more widely available.
Well, it's great to know what Wadhwani Foundation is doing in this space, but what kind of outcome are you envisioning out of this
absolutely.
initiative that you've launched?
So for us, what's really important is not just having good learning experiences or engaging learning experiences. The proof really is, can we help people get jobs that put them on a path to family-sustaining wages? So we feel very, very passionate about actually measuring our impact. We want to see what happens to people who go through our courses and experience the co-pilots, use the My Interview Coach to prepare for the interviews. And this year we're actually going to be doing some very interesting studies comparing our learners to learners who have not gone through our program. And that's what we really, that's the bottom line for us, is can we make a real difference in people's lives?
Right, that's great. Mark, any last piece of advice to the audience that is watching? Mostly they're job seekers, freshers, the young talent. What would you advise to them?
Yeah, I think in today's economy, what's really important is taking ownership of your own learning. There will be people like the Wadhwani Foundation who are producing interesting and compelling tools that you can use. But I think what I would say to the job seekers is go out and find those tools, those co-pilots, those courses that you're passionate about and that will help you, advance your career. There are so many different options for young people, and I think sometimes they get overwhelmed. So the question is, really do research, talk to people, think about what careers you want, and then continually upskill. You don't have to learn just by going to an academic institution. You can learn by going online, skilling via digital, for instance, and taking courses in those areas where you want to grow. And that's the key to success.
Thank you for the advice, and thank you for sharing with us what the Wadhwani Foundation is doing in this space. Thank you for being here with us, Mark.
Thank you so much.